Okay, let's look at the scoring in this crazy game. Oklahoma ends up winning this game 34-31. And ironically, Oklahoma gets two turnovers in this game that play a huge role in Oklahoma winning this game. Their first turnovers in what, 5 games? And they both come up on, just turn the game around. I mean, Baylor's getting a great run from, I think it's Levitt, the running back, and the Sooners punched the ball out. Pat Fields ended up with it. I think it was Trey Brown maybe that punched the ball out. I'm not really sure. It was moving so fast. And then Benito gets the interception there at the end. So let's look at the scoring in this game. And in the first half, that was basically all Baylor. Even on the first drive, it stalls for OU. Gabe Brickich kicks a 39-yard field goal. It was an 8-yard drive, a 31-yard drive in 8 plays. 3:23 was the time eaten off the clock. But Baylor came right back and took a 7-3 lead. Charlie Brewer on a 2-yard run, 10 plays, 78 yards, 3:59 off the clock. And Baylor kept it going. Oklahoma was turning the ball over, and Denzel Mims caught a 30-yard pass over his shoulder from Charlie Brewer. Jaden Davis was beat on the play, and that made it 14-3. Then Brewer came back at the start of the second half, and they drove all the way down. They would have scored again at the end of the first half. It's one of the first quarters I've seen Oklahoma play in a long time. They would have scored again at the end of the first quarter, but time ran out. So they scored right at the beginning of the second quarter. That capped a 27-yard drive. That was on a turnover by Jalen Hurts. I think that was the interception. They went 27 yards in just 2 plays, and they led 21-3. And then Oklahoma again turned the ball over again, Jalen on a fumble, and Denzel Mims caught a 9-yard pass in the corner of the end zone, this time beating Trey Brown. That capped a 75-yard drive in 14 plays. They ate 5:56, and they had a 28-3 lead. Actually, that was a 9-play drive in just 1 play. They ate 7 seconds off the clock. And then the Sooners came back and they got on the board after trailing 28-3. Austin Stogner caught his first touchdown of his career, first of many. He got another one later on in the game. That was a 5-yard pass from Jalen Hurts. That capped a 75-yard drive in 14 plays, 5:56 on the clock, 28-10. And then, of course, the Sooners gave up a field goal on a Baylor drive, but that actually gave Oklahoma momentum going into the locker room because it looked like Baylor was going to score again a touchdown. Instead, the Sooners defense stiffened up, stopped them, and forced a 28-yard field goal from John Mayers. And it was a 61-yard drive in 14 plays, and Oklahoma led 31-10. This is one of the key drives of the game. Oklahoma took the second half kickoff. They drove it 74 yards in 12 plays. Again, Hurts found Stogner for a 3-yard touchdown pass, and the kick was good. It ate 5:44 on the clock. Oklahoma had cut the lead at that point, 31-17. Then Oklahoma had a chance going into the end zone, but Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball. And again, the defense stiffened. They got a turnover back on the other end. Oklahoma drove back down the field, and Theo Weiss caught a 19-yard pass and run. It was actually a 10-yard hitch, and he ran the rest of the way, bobbing and weaving and just fighting his way into the end zone, much like his mentor, CeeDee Lamb, who didn't play tonight because of a concussion protocol. 90 yards, 13 plays on that drive, 4:59 on the clock, and at that point it was 31-24. And then the Sooners were able to tie it up as Oklahoma took advantage of, again, stopping Baylor on 3 and outs, and they went 77 yards in 13 plays as Oklahoma's offense got into a groove. They ate 6:01 off the clock, tied the game up 31-31. Then the Sooners again came up with a 3 and out, forced a punt, and the Sooners drove down the field 59 yards in 9 plays. That's where the drive stopped, and I was worried about it because Baylor's won so many last-second games. Gabe Brickich kicked a 31-yard field goal, Oklahoma's first lead of the day, the night, 34-31, and then Benito came up with his interception. So that's the scoring, a crazy game, the largest comeback in OU history. At one point, Oklahoma trailed 28-3, and they trailed 28-10, at the end of the first half, 31-10 at the end of the first half. It just looked like Oklahoma was not going to be able to do anything in this game, but they always believed they could come back, and they did come back. Quite a day for the Oklahoma Sooners. Thanks for listening to Die Hard Sooner Report. What a win, 34-31. I know it's late. We should all celebrate, right? God bless. Have a great day, and Boomer Sooner, everyone.